Hello, this is Pastor Terry Goodman, and I want to welcome you to the Wesleyan Connection. This podcast is primarily for the clergy and laity of the Holston Annual Conference. Join with me now as I take a look around the Connection and share some of the things happening in the churches of our annual conference. Hello, this is Pastor Terry Goodman, and I want to welcome you back to Conversations at Annual Conference. This is a very special series of podcasts that I'm doing for my Wesleyan Connection podcast. These are some interviews that I did actually yesterday on Sunday. You're hearing it now Monday about 6 p.m. if you're following the publication schedule. And in this particular podcast, there are going to be four sort of snippets. The first one is going to be Walter Cross, a clergy person from the Knoxville District at the Martin and Lonsdale United Methodist Churches. And then I move over to the Maryville District and talk to a couple of lay women, Cindy Miller and Ina Faye. They're at the Wears Valley United Methodist Church. Then I move to a couple of very short interviews from the Kingsport District, John Powers at Kingsly United Methodist Church, and Scott Young, I believe he said it was at Pew's United Methodist Church. So I hope that you will enjoy these. I'm probably just going to put a brief little snippet in between each one of them and just let it run sort of back to back with just very little comment in between. Okay, talking to Walter Cross here. Are you still serving or are you retired, Walter?
No, I'm still serving in the Knoxville District, currently with magnificent Martin United Methodist Church and lovely Lonsdale. They're both in the Lonsdale area of Knoxville Urban Center.
Okay. What are some of the things that's happening in the church right now that excite you?
Well, we're real excited, especially in the Lonsdale area. We just finished a Vacation Bible School, and we're getting this at the Lonsdale Church. We're going to have a different language Bible class for the Guatemalans. We're going to have a teacher that speaks their language, and we have individuals who have volunteered with our food pantry and clothing, which is once a month, that can welcome them into our church in their language. And we planning to have a dinner. And the Guatemalans and our members are going to come together to cook the meal and then serve it. Now over at Martin, we're getting ready to relaunch our transitional team. And that team trains first, and then we go out into the community and we see people. We've done things like the Fabulous Friday free fish fry. That's a whole lot to say.
Oh, wow.
But the community was shocked that we did not charge a penny, and we had fish with all the trimmings. And we have a spaghetti supper for single moms. We have a dinner twice a month for just anybody who wants to come in. We have an opportunity for people who are dealing with substance abuse to come 6 days a week at 12:30 and receive help and care and fellowship. So we're pretty excited about what's going on currently, but we're looking to do more. I told them this morning, this is a Sunday, our first Sunday of conference. I said in the United Methodist Church, we are reappointed every year. So I told them to anticipate a new pastor coming next Sunday, a new me.
All right. You got to have that renewal.
Amen.
You know, I talked today about it. We can't just sit around in our comfy chairs. We got to get up out of our pews. It sounds like your churches are doing that.
Something's got to happen, and they are marvelous. Now, I don't know too much about the preacher, but the laity are on fire. They are motivated, and they're getting it done. And I'm just proud as punch, glad as a giraffe, and just as happy as an elephant to be serving there in those places.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Thank you. God bless you, man.
God bless. I hope you enjoyed that conversation with Walter. Sounds like there's a lot going on there at Martin and Lonsdale. The next folks you're going to hear are from Wears Valley. This is sort of just across the mountain from the first church that I served. My first pastoral assignment was at Walland United Methodist Church, and Wears Valley is just a stone's throw away, if you count mountain terms in terms of stone throws away. And it sounds like there's a lot going on there. So listen to what Cindy Miller and Ina Faye have to say. And it's a little confusing at the beginning, but Ina Faye, it's not Frye. I did the very same mistake in the interview. It's Ina Faye. She'll be the first one speaking, and then Cindy Miller will be the second person that you hear speaking.
I'm talking to Cindy Miller from the Maryville District. Tell me what your church name is.
Wears Valley.
Wears Valley, okay. I was over in Wallen there for a while.
Oh, okay.
My first church I served. So we're sort of neighbors in that respect. So what is it about Wears Valley that's making a difference in your community?
Well, we do so many things for all of the charitable organizations. We have a fall festival and earn about $16,000 or $17,000 and give it to United Way, the food ministry, all of the charitable organizations. And
we're friendly to visitors. We get a lot of tourists.
That person was Ina Frye. She was also Ina Faye. Sorry, I got to learn to read. What else happens at your church that you think is important that other churches might learn from and help them out?
We help with the elementary school, which a lot of churches do. We provide school supplies, weekend meals, and meals in the summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any parting words, Ina Faye?
well, we're just a real friendly church, and we have a good minister, Kenny Tucker, and it's a praying church, a very casual church, and we just stay involved in the community, a lot of projects.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
For the next interview, we move up the road a little ways to Kingsport, and we hear John Powers talking about Kingsly United Methodist Church and the things that are happening there as their church makes an impact on the community.
I'm talking to John Powers, Kingsport District. And tell me about your church name, first of all.
My church is Kingsly United Methodist.
Okay, when you think of Kingsly, what are the things that Kingsly is doing in your community to make a difference in the lives of people?
We have a wonderful children's ministry called Kingsly Kids that meets on Wednesday nights when school is going, and we also have several people who are involved in the local elementary school doing reading ministry, passing out backpacks with food that are provided from Hunger First.
What other kinds of things is the church involved in?
Right now we're in the middle of a sanctuary renovation, so we had our very first service in the fellowship hall tonight instead of the normal sanctuary this morning. And it went very well. We were pleased that it went as well as it did.
I can understand how renovations might cause heartache and turmoil, but I'm glad to hear that things are going well as you progress with that.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you, Terry.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
The final interview in this episode comes from Scott Young. He's a layperson from the Kingsport District, and he talks just briefly about what his church is doing to make a difference in the community.
I'm talking with Scott Young from the Kingsport District. What church do you go to, Scott?
I go to Pierce Chapel, United Methodist.
What are some of the things that your church is doing to make a difference in your community?
We help another church. It's the same nomination. Help them do food banks stuff for they do food banks for about 75 people. That's a lot in 1 month. And we also help Chase of Grace. We donate money to Chase of Grace. I don't know how much that is, and I can't remember right off. We also do missions to helping other people when they're in need.
I hope that you're enjoying this series of special podcast conversations at the annual conference. I've got a few more that's going to go up. As a matter of fact, the schedule is going to be that I'll post a new podcast each day at 6 a.m., each day at noon, and each day at 6 p.m. So listen back tomorrow. You'll hear 3 more podcasts tomorrow. And I've got to apologize for this sound. There's a big air conditioning unit outside the room that I'm staying in, and it's making this hissing sound that I cannot cut out. I don't have this kind of distraction where I normally do my recordings, so I apologize for the hissy quality that you hear when I'm doing these sort of talks as I'm doing now. But stick with me. I think there's some more stories that are going to be worth hearing, and I will be sharing them with you tomorrow. This is Pastor Goodman. Thanks for listening to this edition of the Wesleyan Connection. Be sure to check back often for more podcasts.